That's not even ours.
No.
I said, well, it's on Ninth Street. He said, the south side of Ninth Street, that's why I was wanting to
Right.
reaffirm it. The south side of Ninth Street is not city.
Right,
I
yeah.
said, you mean the street instead? No, the street's the city's, but not anything
Yeah,
else. He
so
said,
the-
we're not responsible for anything on the south
The way
side.
it works, like, so with township roads, at least, this doesn't happen with county or with.
So he should call the township.
They don't have any building code.
Which
on to the Public Works Committee meeting of the City of Danville. Roll call, please, to establish a quorum.
Alderman Bob Iverson.
Here.
Mike O'Kane.
Here.
Jim Pichard.
Here.
Carolyn Wands.
Present.
Heidi Wilson. Ed Butler.
Present.
Chairman Mike Poor.
Present.
6 present.
6 present, thank you. Item number 2 is approval of the minutes. These will be the minutes from the January 9th, 2024 meeting. There are no corrections. Need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next item is item 3, the approval of the agenda. We will be removing item 10A, which deals with the solid waste fees. We'll bring that back next month. And with that, need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Audience comments?
Steve, you have
Steve, anything?
Steve,
All right, seeing none. Chairman's comments, just remembering Bob Jones, was able to go to the visitation last night. Funeral was led by a nice fleet of fire trucks and police cars and everything. So Bob would be happy. Last few years he'd been in ill health, but he's at peace now. So Dairy Queen will still be open. That's what he wanted. So
Chairman, myself and our Human Relations Administrator and our City Clerk were there representing the city, but also we had several aldermen and women there as well, Mrs. Pickering and others, and Vice Chairman Iverson. So just want to say thanks to everybody who showed their support for someone who did so much for our community. So
Bob was a big figure in the Masonic Temple too, and we had a nice honor guard and service for him prior to the visitation.
very good.
So,
When I saw the people who were there in visitation, it occurred to me that I thought of Bob in terms of his political stuff and worked with him on that. But there was a whole other side of Bob with all the years in grocery stores and restaurants he owned and all these things he did for people.
the
And they were all
civic
there.
clubs.
Yep.
I mean, Learning Center. I mean, Bob was the chief architect in getting the Dyslexic Learning Center of East Central Illinois to Danville, the 50th one built in the nation.
And his family too, I mean, I had never known his family previously, but despite the fact that they lived all over the country, they were still very close, and so I was glad that we were able to be there and show support for them as well. So
Thank goodness we had the celebration for him in November.
Yeah.
yes,
And that was,
It's
that was
close.
shortly after Representative Black had passed. And when I talked to the family, I said, let's get this. They were going to want to wait till after his birthday. I said, no, let's do it. First meeting in November, just the weather would still be nice and things. So thank goodness we were able to do that for him.
Yeah, right there, and he was always inspirational there too. There, whenever you talk to him, whenever I talk to him, that's what we kind of share a common cause. As he was a 33rd degree Mason, and I was too, and so we know how to talk that talk, and he was very instrumental.
Yeah.
In talking. Yeah, you too. Okay, all right. And I'd have been there as well. That with the ceremony, to join in with the ceremony. But my brother got sick, and I had to cover for him, and I'm sure it was great.
Leaves a good legacy. Okay, that's all I have. Moving on to item 6, we'll be approving the payrolls from February 9th, 2024. Need a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane.
Yes.
Pichard.
Yes.
Wands.
Yes.
Wilson. Butler.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Next item is item number 7, the approval of the vouchers payable. Those will be for February 13th, 2024. Need a motion to put that on the table?
So moved.
Second.
Questions on the payables? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Pichard.
Yes.
Wands.
Yes.
Wilson. Butler.
Yes.
Iverson.
Yes.
O'Kane.
Yes.
Poor.
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Moving on to item number 8, legal, James L. Simon Corporation Council. 8A is a resolution approving a memorandum of understanding between the City of Danville and the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. The paperwork. It's believes in the Dropbox. Any, need a motion to put that on the table?
So move. That it be put on the table.
Second.
Second, okay. Anything special on that, Mayor? Or corporation, anything special?
Nope, I think it's self-explanatory.
All right, seeing no discussion, roll call.
Alderman Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, Butler,
Yes.
Iverson, O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
4,
Yes,
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. Item of information?
Just one item of information. We have been having some difficulty with inspections using the Citizen Serve platform. And so in the next month or so, you'll probably see a decrease in the number of cases. We are developing, between me and my inspectors, workarounds where we can use part of Citizen Serve and use it in a short form until we get to issuing citations, and it would use the full form and all. And because right now we typically had been averaging anywhere from 30 to 40 cases a day if they observe enough violations and writing up warning courtesy letters. And now we're down to about 12 or 13 because Citizen Serve has so many steps to open a case. But we're working around it, and our statistics will be getting back to close to where we were, I think.
Thank you, Council. Okay, moving on to item number 9, Public Transportation, Director Steve White. We have 9A, a resolution approving the Danville Mass Transit Anti-Drug and Alcohol Misuse Policy to satisfy the U.S. Department of Transportation Federal Transit Administration mandate. Need a motion to discuss that, please?
So moved.
Second.
Steve?
The revisions was to take Lisa off and to add myself and change the vendors that do the testing for us. Like I spoke at the last meeting, we're going through that triennial, so this is one of the things we had to get updated to pass that when they come.
Just a mandate. Okay, questions?
Have we had one before?
Yes,
Yeah.
We have.
This is just
What was the
updating.
major change? Anything?
just to take Lisa's,
Different words?
yeah, just take Lisa's name off, put mine on there, and update the vendors that actually do the testing.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson, Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands, 4,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 9B is items of information. You have the monthly report. Any questions on the monthly report? Anything else, Steve?
No, just been learning a lot, and also we were awarded 4 super medium buses in the CY22 CVP award cycle, so just waiting confirmation on them being put together and hopefully see them here pretty quick.
Okay. Moving on to item number 10. Okay, 10B is a resolution authorizing a budget amendment to the fiscal year 23-24 Harrison Park Golf Course budget, so need a motion to put that on the table.
So moved.
Second.
Okay? Who wants to take that?
I got it.
This is just an amendment to clean up the budget in Harrison Park and also add a little more to the salaries line item. We did hire a new individual for the pro shop down there. It's AJ Shannon, who had previously worked at Turtle Run for many years. We also are we're looking at putting batteries in carts, but we've come up with another solution for that. So that section got taken out of there, but this will clean everything up. Salaries was a big thing. We did have one individual that applied for unemployment this year, so that needed cleaned up as well. Credit card fee, the electricity, which has gone up for everybody. Telephone, which exceeds itself in all the line items, all budgets. Pest and weed control is just for the, that Terminex guy that has to come out there for the building once a month and spray. Office supplies, tools, equipment, the merchandise for resale, and then the pro shop supplies. That should get us through the remainder of this fiscal year with those budget amendments.
Questions?
So this was actually good news because it was increased play and a longer than normal playing season.
Yep.
So you had to increase the budget because more people are using it.
Well, and I've already gotten calls wondering why we've had the course closed. It is still a little spongy, but
Yeah.
I had calls yesterday wanting to know when it was going to open, so it won't be long now.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Pashard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10C is a resolution authorizing the lease of golf carts for Harrison Park Golf Course. Need a motion and a second, please?
So, second.
Okay.
Okay, as I just spoke, we have the need to replace the batteries in about half of the fleet. That's in the older carts. That would roughly cost us about $33,000. After speaking with Dave and Ashland, we've come up with a little bit of a unique solution here. We actually had $33,000 left in the budget for a balloon payment on the current lease for half the fleet. We can allow the E-Z-GO to pay the balloon payment for us. They forgive us for that. Then they will also give us $27,000 for the remaining 30 carts we have that need the batteries. So we will still need to buy some batteries, but we won't have to do a budget amendment and take more money out of the reserves for those batteries. We'll just take the money to a line item transfer. We'll probably spend about $20,000 maybe on the batteries. We have to have enough carts to get us going through the season to start. These carts, Dave talked to the gentleman. He said he thinks he could have them to us by May, but when someone says they think, I usually add 60 to 90 days to that. So you will see a PO come through a little bit later for some batteries for carts, roughly in the $20,000 range, I assume. But then we would lease the entire fleet. In the last, 3 go-arounds, I think, we've leased half the fleet at a time and have ended up paying anywhere from $20,000 a year to $40,000 a year for half the amount. This will be 70, this thing keeps,
76,
be a 76,000.
435.80.
$435.80 a year. It'll be just per year. The one thing, and they will be gas. We've found out that these electric carts aren't making it. Electric carts are designed to be on a lot flatter course than Harrison Park is. The biggest challenge we have is they weren't getting 18 holes anymore, and towards the end of the season, a lot of them wouldn't get 9 holes. There's just too many hills they got to go up and down. So we're going to go back to gas. We had gas carts the first 6 years I was down there. I serviced them all the time. It's not very costly to service carts. The price of batteries are really skyrocketing, even more so than the price of fuel. We could pay $5 a gallon for fuel and still come out about the same amount we do with electric carts for the same thing. So we decided to go back to gas carts for that reason. As I say, they think they can have them to us in May. I'm going to be a little more pessimistic and think that June or July we'll get them.
So this will be an entire fleet of 60 new carts
60 new carts, yep.
for 76,000.
Yep.
And some change a year for 6 years?
5 years.
5 years,
Yeah.
for 5 years. And then they'll just renew.
Yeah, we could either make another balloon payment probably at the end of that. He didn't spell all that out. Normally those are a one-time $1 deal and then you own the carts. This is a little more than it's been in the past. Like I say, we had 26, I think, and then a 33,000 this year because the previous payments were ballooning every year. I like this one a lot better because we know how much we're making every year on the carts. It's easier just to budget it for this amount and be done with every year.
Yep.
And the carts are paying for themselves. They have for at least the last 4 years that I'm aware of. So.
Alderman Butler.
And so, this is cheaper than purchasing your own carts, obviously.
Yeah, the price for, let me see, it's in here. $406,000 for 60 carts, if you want to buy them outright.
Okay.
It's more if you look at it per year, but
Right.
we don't have $406,000 in the budget to pay for them out.
And so during the leasing there, do they do their own maintenance on the carts, or do we?
That still has to be decided. We can do some of the maintenance under normal leasing. They also do some of it. They will come over and change the oil in the second year of the deal because they say that they can go 2 years without oil changes now. That's like our trucks. They say, I don't go by that. I still stick to my own standards.
Exactly.
If it's dirty, change it.
It changes. You got
You know,
that
we
right.
get dirty. We don't wait 2 years to wash
Yeah,
ourselves.
you got that right. You don't want nobody to stick around you.
There's a
Other
quote on
questions
that.
from the committee?
And this would be through the Omni Sourcewell contract.
Alderman Pickering.
I will just say, and they are very much needed. I've been stuck on one of the hills going up and it wouldn't make it up to the top.
You're supposed to walk. Golfing's to exercise.
Good exercise.
No, they're very much needed, I will say that.
Jack would push it up.
Yeah. All right, see no more discussion. Roll call, please.
Vice Chairman Iverson,
Yes.
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, Butler,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. D is a resolution approving the awarding of contracts CDBG Housing Rehab Project at 109 Iowa Street. Need a motion and a second, please?
Second.
Had 2
You
seconds.
have a motion, Alderman O'Kane, you make the motion, and Alderman Butler, you second it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, I need a motion and a second.
okay.
Y'all thought he motion, you know.
Thank you, y'all.
Okay,
All right. Pretty simple one here tonight. This is just due to cost inflation on doing roofs.
gosh.
This one actually, though, since it's got a smaller square footage on the roof for this CDBG home, we're going to be able to do a complete roof replacement and replace all the windows in the home. So the home should look pretty different whenever we're completed with it. The standard bid came in at $20,000, and then they added another $5,000 just in case the sheeting underneath was bad for the alternate.
That's just the roof?
The
windows as well.
$20,000 for windows and roof, and the $5,000 the alternate for sheeting and things that may go wrong.
I don't know how contractors can bid with the way prices fluctuate.
Yeah, well, they actually got pretty close. If you look in the packet, our cost estimate, which we use just a standard national average toolbox, it was $20,500. So they were within $500. Yeah.
Okay, any questions?
This is the old CBD, not the new one that you
Yeah,
got going?
this is the CDBG, the standard yearly rehab program. Yep.
Yeah, do they do the house cleaning and, yeah, I'm looking at the pictures, awning and the gutters here, do you do that as well?
Yeah, so if it's needed, we can throw it in there. If we have some extra room, it just depends on how all the pricing comes in.
They need to do clean the side.
Need a pressure
Yeah, 'cause I
washer.
was gonna say this, we doing all that work.
That
though,
is
you know.
common. The
Yeah.
pressure washing is a common thing that we ask for.
Right.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Alderman O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
Okay, moving on to 10E, a resolution approving a project services agreement for improvement of the William Street from Bowman Avenue to State Street. Need a motion and a second.
So move.
Second.
All the citizens of Ward 1 and 4 will rejoice when this is done.
Okay, questions? Anybody? Alderman Bouchard.
Yeah, have we heard anything back from the insurance companies, or they're gonna give you any help on that?
Oh, that for you're probably referring to Bowman and Voorhees on the signals and stuff. This is for William Street or whatever, but no, I haven't heard anything back on that. No.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, this is,
Yeah, I see Williams now.
yeah, William
Yeah.
Street, yeah, that's
Yeah, okay.
gonna be a race strip. Drag strip.
yes.
Alderman O'Kane.
Did we do the same thing last year? Did we bid this once?
We tried to bid it. Well, we did bid it once, and I think so. We bid it and then rebid. I think we bid it in June. Prices, we had one bid. Price was really high. We rebid in November. I think we saved. I don't remember the exact amount, but I want to say like $400,000 or $500,000. Yeah, in a rebid. So if you look at it like that, that pays for this engineering service agreement. But
Is that why you're smiling?
More
yeah,
than.
no, yeah, more than pays for it. But I will say the good news, we're getting this off to the races. The contractor's very eager to get going and may start as early as March, actually out there. So we'll be making a mess starting early this year.
Mr. Butler, I know you know the Scruggs, Mr. and Mrs. Scruggs that live there, and they have been on me about this for years. And when I was back when I was an alderman, and we're finally able to get it done. And Alderman O'Kane and his folks have been on us for years. So finally, this is a major stretch. A lot of people travel through there, so I'll be really proud to have this project completed.
When they jumped me for potholes, I said they're gonna do better than potholes.
Exactly, that's right, exactly.
Well,
So-
get ready. Your new complaints will be people are driving too fast.
That's
You have
exactly. They're
one
gonna
day
be
to get used to
They're
it.
going to be asking Carl and Chief Yates for some of those that measure your speed things next.
Any other questions? Alderman Butler.
Yeah, right. Now, so the plan for this stretch, you gonna take up asphalt and then repave it, or you gonna do it like you've been doing the rest?
So most of it is, so the whole stretch is from Bowman to State Street, basically.
Right.
So most of it is concrete right now. There is so on the section that's existing concrete, you will see concrete patching. So the stuff that's badly failed will be cut out, replaced, and patched. Once that's done, we will be overlaying the entire stretch. So from curb to curb, basically. There's the section that's asphalt was originally concrete that's been overlaid. It will be milled off and patching where needed, and then overlaid again. We'll also be replacing the curb ramps, so like for handicapped accessibility at all the intersections. And when it's all said and done, you will see a bike lane get striped each side. It's not technically wide enough for parking, so we're going to have a striped bike lane from end to end when this is complete.
And so after you patch the holes on the concrete, well, then you're gonna asphalt over the concrete.
Correct. Yes.
So all the road will be the same pavement, the same.
Right, the same asphalt from, okay, from there. Okay. Yeah, because I know on around the bend, as you go further east, I mean, there's some rugged holes and.
Once you get east of State, you're saying out closer to DAC, or
yeah,
which that's a whole different section of roadway through there. So that's on a different game plan altogether. So
okay,
yeah,
man,
This will be one of the longest projects we've done in terms of the stretch since we've been here.
Okay. All right, seeing no more discussion, roll call.
Alderman Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, Butler,
yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10F is a resolution adopting the 2023 Vermilion County Multi-Jurisdictional Multi-Hazard Mitigation Plan. Need a motion to put that on the table,
So
please.
moved.
And a second.
Second.
All righty.
Okay, this is, Dave Rui has for about 4 months been going, maybe longer than that, going to the meetings with other small towns in Vermilion County and the Vermilion County ESDA folks. And they've worked through plans that are common to our area or incidents that could happen in our area. and they came up with a mitigation plan for it. Basically, we have to pass this in order for us to be eligible for any state or federal money in the future if there was a disaster in this area. It would just help expedite the process.
It will also make us eligible for a host of grants and things like that. So for example, one of the things is that the Civic Center is often a place for us when we have major power outages throughout town and such. They're a place where we send people. Well, this last time we were having some issues with their power as well. So for example, but one of the things that we put in for eligibility would be a backup generator for that facility. That way, God forbid, the rest of the town or big parts of the town were without them, we needed a place to house folks temporarily, we would be able to do so. So that's just one of many things that are a part of that. But most of them are more for city property itself. But it would be a great way for us to make sure that we're able to take care of our people in our worst hour, basically.
I think the county's acting on that tonight as well.
They are.
Yeah.
Alderman Butler?
Yes, also, Dave and I suggest to that committee as well that we didn't want to go through like last June when we had that disaster. The power went out all over town and people were looking for food. And we suggested that committee that if they could supply generators to a gas station or to some facility that houses food for people, that because we were getting calls from Fair Oaks, for example, people didn't have no cars, phones wasn't working, and the chief was trying to get food to them. And I think we gave that to the city that suggested to find a place that we can house those big generators to keep their power on so that we'll have a place to get gas as well. So I hope that's still in the works.
I believe it's part of it, Alderman. I'm not 100% sure. I can tell you last time folks stole our generators.
The generators have to run the
They-
lights and.
What Mr. Butler's talking about are large generators.
Yeah, right,
that we
those big
have
old
to-
large generators.
To
there
run
that
our
they know-
sewer pump stations and that type of thing.
You're right there because, the one that we suggested, our daughter, they have to have a crane to get it.
Good.
So, so that is still going on and, so happened that Dave and I was on the same committee, working with this. So it's still going on and, so we got a meeting next month.
Hopefully some of the gas stations will have generators so they can be running to give you gas to run your generator. I mean, they couldn't give you gasoline, you had to go
Some
tell
of them.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Okay, other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Wands?
Yes.
Wilson? Butler?
Yes.
Iverson?
Yes.
O'Kane?
Yes.
Bouchard?
Yes.
Orr?
Yes.
6 yes.
Yes, thank you. 10G is a resolution approving an agreement for CAD software support services. Now, I want somebody to tell me what CAD is, one of the aldermen. What's CAD stand for?
Computer aided design.
Yeah. Just wanted to see if you knew that acronym.
It's also on here if you look.
Been around for a long time.
I put it in. Yeah, I put it in
Good at cheating.
parentheses.
Yeah. Okay, need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second.
All righty, who wants to take that one?
I'll take that one. Basically, we were wanting to hire a consultant that specializes in programming and configuring the CAD software. We have licenses to operate it and we get upgrades regularly. As you all know, and with software upgrades, things get better, but only if you maintain your configuration to make it work. So we're needing to play catch up a little bit and get ourselves to a place where we can more effectively produce plan sets and not have as much manual work that goes into all of them. So this has kind of been a long time in the making, but should get us all caught up and in good shape going forward.
What's the other acronym that usually goes with CAD? CAM? CAD?
Yeah, I don't even know what that, computer-aided machining? maybe?
Computer-aided machine.
Yeah.
So is this in coincide with the technicians that we have already that deals with all this stuff? Is this something
It's-
totally different?
So I mean, it is. It's digital, I guess, but this is a very like a specialty thing that we hire somebody that specializes in how to configure all the back end stuff so that when we want it to draw this style of line or do this type of thing or put plan sheets together that look like a certain way, there's a standard for that, and it automates the process. So it's helping us utilize all the standards that IDOT has created and getting our back end system to work well. I guess I don't even. It is a specialty thing that the IT. That's when we would probably be the most equipped in the city to do this in our department, but it would be something that would take us many, many months to try to figure out, and we may never get there. So it's not worth our time, basically. We just want to crank out projects for you all and for the public, and this is going to help us do that.
So this is nothing that our tech team could do then, is what you're saying?
Not cost effectively, for sure. And I doubt they would probably want to shoot me if I asked them to.
Well, if the money was right, I mean, this would be getting ready to pay, what's that, $30,000?
Yeah, doesn't go as far as you'd think, though. It's like,
Yeah.
I can't remember with anybody anymore. It's, your average labor rate. You hire anybody, it used to be $100 an hour was, and now it's like 150, 200, whatever. So it's it's many hours to do that. I mean, it's hundreds of hours, to do this stuff. And frankly, we don't have time. I don't think anybody on our staff has time or the expertise. So.
Yeah, I was just trying to see how can we integrate and, promote one of our techs and.
Right. This will be something that we can maintain in-house a little bit once it's done. We can do the basics to keep it up to speed. Occasionally we may have to do a mega update if they do major software changes. But most companies that are larger consulting firms, things of that nature, that do a lot more drafting work than what we do, once they get to a size of 20 or 30 engineers, they probably have somebody in-house that specializes in this. That's just not something I think we can support, I guess, long term. So that's why we're consulting it out.
Yeah, so this would be like a one-time deal.
Yep, one time, and then we may look to a company like this to help come in and do regular training for us and just do minor updates. You won't see it at this scale, at least. This is help us get back on the straight and narrow after letting it go for a little while.
Other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Wilson, Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10H is a resolution awarding contract bids, 736 for Vaqueta Drive, 737 for Chandler, these will both be reconstruction, and 738 for Cleveland concrete improvements, and amending the fiscal year 23-24 Fund 107 budget. Need a motion and a second, okay?
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Chairman, I apologize. One small correction. So the first one is for the reconstruction of both of those roads, Vaqueta and Chandler. And then the second one is for the Cleveland Avenue improvements, and the third one is the miscellaneous concrete. And it's listed directly.
It is on the-
It's listed correctly in your packet. We just wanted to read it, make sure that it was read into the minutes for
Even
the
though I read it
agenda and
wrong.
for the public.
I got the
No,
right
it's-
names.
No, it's my.
Okay. Motion and a second, please.
You
Did we
got-
do
you
that?
got
Do
it,
it,
you got
okay.
it.
Okay, so anyway, I guess the good news is
Oh, that's
Oh,
my
okay.
fault.
Okay, I didn't think I had, but
So move.
Second.
Sorry about that.
that's okay. All right,
Sam.
Sam?
Okay, so like we said, basically this is kind of the start to getting our 2024 bids out the door. And I guess the good news is every one of these came in under estimate, which we have not had in many years. Either we are getting more tolerant of increasing prices and have jacked our numbers up, or we did see very good competition in this. We're bidding things at the right time, and we're pleased at the value that can be delivered when we do that. So we're going to try to keep that rolling. And I guess I'm most excited. We had lots of interest on both bids. If you look through it, I mean, part of that's time of year, part of that, I mean, hopefully we're tolerable to work with, is the, you know, it's just nice to see that interest, and we know that we are getting strong market competition and the best value for our citizens that we can.
It's nice to have the money to be able to do these projects.
It's very nice. It makes all of our jobs at Public Works a lot more tolerable when we get to tell people that we're actually going to fix the problems, other than just like, yeah, we know it's bad, we have no strategy. So way more pleasant.
But committee, I just want to remind you and thank you that this is because of the good stewardship of the council, of our city leadership team, and all of the folks who work for the city of Danville, because we're able to return money from our general fund at the end of the year back into 107, which is for capital improvements and also economic development. That's why we're able to do so much of this additional work. So we've got to make sure that we stay diligent and, as they say, mind our twos and fews, because they quickly add up. So, and allow us to do big projects like this. The folks in Vaqueta, that was one of the first things that I reached out to Sam to when he came on staff and said, Sam, you know, I've driven this is bad. And, you know, and at that time we had to tell the people, listen, sorry, we know it's bad, but we don't know what. But now, because of the good work of all of our stewardship, because of our capital improvement plan that we put in place, and because of our multi-year budgeting, that allows them to go out and get us the best bids possible so that we can start actually fixing things correctly.
Yeah.
So.
I wanted to add to the Cleveland Avenue project is able to be 100% funded with CDBG funds, which is great. That's going to help us stay compliant and keep our spend down, so that, you know, that's been definitely, these are a success story. I mean, on that fund too. It's amazing. It's nice to look at what you can do with a fund that we almost lost several years ago. And, you know, this is great improvements for that area.
And thanks to Logan and Christina, they worked their tails off and saved the day for us. And now we're a model program for around the country. They look to us and say, how are you able to get things done so efficiently and effectively? So kudos to our team again for making that possible. And also, again, another road. A lot of folks travel that road. The buses travel that road a lot for our young people. So getting this fixed is huge for our community.
What part of Chandler is that?
That's the 1300 block of Chandler. So it is between Voorhees Street and what would that be, Columbia Street. So it was one of those roads where I won't name names, but there was somebody that you know that lives down there, and I was told they promised us multiple times that it would be done, and we all deal with a lot of that, a lot of promises that, you know, and I think everybody had good intentions, but they weren't able to deliver. And it's just nice to finally deliver something. I guess we're not done yet, but I think we're close.
They'll be happy.
I go on Cleveland a lot, as I was telling Sam before. That's been due for improvement for a long time.
Amen.
I'm sure Mrs. Pickering will be back. Thank heavens. Yeah, it's been many years that Cleveland's needed some work. What we're doing here is actually we're amending the line item to 1.25. What's the total cost of these three? Isn't it like over 2 something?
It's that's a good question. I don't have that. Well, so we're not amending for the CDBG projects. Yeah, the total is about 2 million and change. We're amending for the 2 Fund 107 projects specifically. So, but yeah, it's a couple million, and you're going to see a lot more projects coming your way this year. We're in the final stretch of finishing our maintenance projects for this year. You know, we're looking at $3 million probably plus in downtown improvements this year. So it's going to be another very busy. I don't have the plan together yet. It's busy enough that I'm scrambling, and we're trying to get there, but it's going to be exciting.
And that, again, thanks to our team and their work, Logan and Ashton and everyone who worked so hard for that $3 million grant that we got for downtown. That's huge, because it allows us to do a lot of work that we need to do that we couldn't accomplish otherwise in the time frame that we are, and then we can take the money that we'll be using that to work on other things, which is what we've got to do. If they're gonna allot money from the state or federal government, we will make sure that we use their money their money and all of our money very well.
Yeah, my grandchildren's money.
That's right.
What part of Cleveland are you, because I know Cleveland goes clear down to Silver Creek if you go far enough
Yeah,
west.
so it'd be from Bowman east to State Street.
Okay,
Like
so-
State Street.
So like Williams,
Yeah.
same,
It's a long
same stretch
It
as
is a very
Williams.
long stretch. Yeah, and the scope will, that section will be milling and overlay, but we're also going to be doing sidewalk improvements and things like that along that, so that we are trying to put the effort into, when we do like an overlay scale project, taking the opportunity to upgrade and make sure we have an accessible path and doing the curb ramps. There are certain things we have to do by code. There are other things that we choose to do because we don't want to have to revisit that for 15, 20 years, other than basic stuff. We want to move through a neighborhood and people know that we did the right thing and we haven't just left a mess behind. So
I want to add one thing. I don't think I've mentioned this about CDBG before, but I figured now is a great time. As a part of these projects and the funding source, we have to do pretty extensive environmental reviews in-house. For this one, since it's such a large-scale project, we ended up consulting those services out. But the other reason the scope is the way it is with CDBG dollars. If you stay under a certain threshold of project increase, so if like you added more road width or additional sidewalk, if you're over 20% of increased disturbed land, you have to jump up to a different environmental level, which HUD tells you not to do. So maybe we could have added more sidewalk with this funding source, maybe not, but that is a big determining factor on using Fund 106 CDBG funds.
right. Yeah, we are very, very strategic in the types of projects we pick for different types of funding, because it can make all of our life more difficult and really broaden the gray area that we work in sometimes. So
Well, also, we're able to accomplish more if we're
Yeah,
strategic about
that's
it, right? I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. Okay, all good news. Okay, see no more comments, roll call.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, Poor,
Yes.
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10I is a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Danville Sanitary District. Need a motion and a second, please.
So moved.
Second?
Okay,
who wants to take this one? All right, I'll be brave.
Diplomatic.
Watch what you say.
Yeah. Anyway, so you probably, many of you recall, we've been working with the sanitary district and struck a partnership with the sanitary district to improve the Allied sanitary sewer that runs from, why am I drawing a blank? Out by where Allied Chemical was constructed.
Lick Creek.
Yeah, down to the Lick Creek Interceptor. So anyway, that deal's been struck for a long time. Various portions of the improvements have been done, and for various reasons, what we've arrived at is a difference of opinion about how we want to conclude the project. And this is our method to resolve that. And I think in the end, we're happy to see conclusion to this. We think that this is a good solution. I hope that they feel the same way. But I think it's a fairly fair deal for both parties, and we can all move about our way and we can finish the improvements we want to have finished. So effectively what it does is what's been built to date, the sanitary district has paid for and will not get reimbursement for us, and we will use our funds to finish what we deem as appropriate out there at that area.
And we do have $600,000 coming from the casino for
Right.
these improvements. So
Yeah, in the end, I think that the project cost ended up being vastly more than what we originally estimated for various reasons. One, it was all estimated pre-COVID, and just prices went insane on this stuff. So I think their appetite for that scale of project changed. Our desire to complete certain aspects of it did not, and we still want to see that through. And in the end, the cost to the Danville the cost via the city of Danville is effectively the same. We're very close. So
does the district board still need to approve this
they
agreement?
do. I think they are voting on it next Tuesday, as I believe is their board meeting. So this will go to city council next Tuesday for us and next Tuesday for them.
So we'll call it violet or whatever color is the part in question on the map. That's the part that we're
That's the part that we would be taking over. Yeah. So everything east of there, we assumed via a different IGA where we took over many of their assets.
Yeah.
The Lick Creek Interceptor, which I can't remember if it's in red or whatever,
Red-
the far
Red's
left
the
side,
district, yeah.
that will remain the districts, and then this piece in between will become ours. So roughly a third of that part that will become ours has been upgrades have been completed, and we will be proceeding with lining of a portion of the sewer and then replacing a portion of that sewer with our funds and those from the casino.
Alderman O'Kane.
By putting this all together, what's that do to us out at east of town as far as the sewers and stuff? Does that give us more capacity and more ability to develop more areas?
Yeah, certainly. So I think where we're sitting now, just for perspective, overall capacity for this segment with the improvements that have been done, it went from pre-construction 850 gallons per minute capacity. We're up to 950. Now is what we got. When we are done with the improvements that we want to see completed, we'll have an 1,800 gallon per minute capacity. So we'll have plenty of breathing room there. So that's the goal, is to make sure that we have that there. And just the age of the infrastructure, it's 60 plus years old, I think now, or right about 60 years old. I'm not making any statements about that, but
That's not old.
Most of this committee would agree with you. That's not old.
right.
So some of those sewers 50 years ago.
They just take a little more maintenance
Close to
than what they
60
used to
again.
take, I guess, right? So.
Okay, Alderman
Yes,
Butler.
so I missed the cost there. Did you say a cost?
So what has been invested to
whole
date
project.
is roughly $1 million so far. So under the previous agreement, we would be splitting that cost. So once it was all completed, we'd be splitting that cost. At this point, we're not going to be splitting any. We would estimate there's $1.2 million of work left to complete it based on relatively recent cost estimates. So we would be on the hook for, if we were splitting half of the 2.2 million previously, we'd have been on the hook for 1.1 million. This way we're on the hook for about 1.2 million plus or minus. So it should work out about the same, just a different avenue to the same result, I guess.
How many years a couple of years been working on this?
Well, it originally started about 4 years ago.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. It's hard to tell.
Because I remember seeing plans.
Yeah, I mean, this discussion would have started before the casino came in late 2019, and these discussions were underway, and it was in the host agreement, or our agreement with them. So, and likely it predated that. So, we're going on 5-6 years at this point.
In total for this project, yes.
Correct.
Vast improvement. Only better solution would have been having the prison run their own line, and
Right.
which we knew wasn't going to happen. Okay, other questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Alderman Butler,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
O'Kane,
Yes.
Bouchard,
Yes.
Wands,
Yes.
Wilson, 4,
Yes,
6 yes.
6 yes, thank you. 10J, items of information, anybody?
Yeah.
Hogan.
Yeah, so this is the last call for the IDA home repair program. The city at Public Works will no longer be accepting applications after 4 o'clock on Thursday. That's it. We ran it for 2 weeks. We're approaching 350 eligible pre-applications. And then we'll go on to the formal actual application process to make sure that they are truly eligible with home insurance, title searches, stuff like that. So just wanted to give a huge shout out. This is probably the most I've ran the office ladies. Mumachu, Christina, Tess, they worked their butts off on this one. Christina actually lost her voice today.
A good thing or not?
No, I need
Because now Mumachu and others have to answer the.
Mumachu came straight into the ring of fire on this one. She started working for the city. We got this grant fund, which is brand new to us, and she was a large part on creating this program. So props to those three girls.
Good job.
And so with this grant, that then the 300 homes that you have, what is the limit of homes that you'll be able to service? Or
Until we run out of money.
until you run out of
yeah.
money?
So there's going to be a wide range, so I don't want to make any guarantees on what we'll be able to end up rehabilitating. It was $1.425 million. We're going to probably have around $200,000 in admin cost reimbursed for salary benefits, things like that. So we suspect that the homes, there's a $5,000 minimum for the homes that it has to go into the home, and a $60,000 max. So that could be a wide range. I think we're going to be between 40 to 60 homes. It could be a lot more than that, though, if they come in low.
And it'll be done by, just as a reminder, it'll be done by a lottery of eligible
Okay, I
applicants.
didn't know if it'd be time stamped or how it would be when they actually submit. the
Yeah, so
application.
just a summary of the process was they are timestamped, the pre-application, and that's going to give them their original number on, let's just call it the Excel sheet. Then those numbers are then going to be randomized. Nobody's going to get knocked out, but if you're number 300, the odds of you getting a home repair are not likely. But if number 5 on the lottery isn't eligible, then the whole list has got to move up one application.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so how are you doing on your contractors? You get you enough contractors?
Yeah, I
Still-
believe you know of one that called me this week. But thank you for that. Yeah, I think we're going to have around 4 or 5. 2 new on top of our CDBG rehabilitation contractors. We do have to have a separate file on these contractors for IDA. Something that the insurance is typically no big deal. It's the same requirements as the City of Danville registration process, but something that we do not require as a city to get registered is what we call a lead license. IDA is requiring, and I believe it's state law, to do home inside of a residential property or maybe even commercial. You have to have a lead risk assessor's license. It's a 3-day course. They're offered probably on a monthly or quarterly basis around the state of Illinois. We have to have that on file for you to do work in these homes.
Do we still have that test, that gun?
Yeah, so the times have changed. I don't want that liability anymore, but we still do register that gun on a semi-annual basis.
That John Drew got that back. when he
Yeah.
was in, test lead paint and paint.
I don't think
Right,
it
exactly.
actually, so we sent the new building inspector to his lead inspector's course 2 weeks ago. And actually radiation does have a lifespan of 4 to 6 years. So it's much older than 4 to 6
Much
years. So
older.
we're just maintaining a radiation gun right now that likely needs to go away. But yeah. Any other questions?
Technology changed on it now?
Big time, but this price did as well. They're $40,000 to $60,000. Yeah. We don't need to have them. We can just use wipes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the time, that's you can kind of detect the lead paint by just the deterioration of it.
Just licking it?
Yeah, right there. No, not licking it. Not licking it, just looking at it. By the way it cracks.
Yeah.
Baby's teeth didn't rot as bad as they did when we were chewing lead paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, the candy would rot the baby's teeth as it is. Not more licking paint.
Okay. Anything else, Logan?
That's it.
Anybody else?
I
Carl?
do want to let everybody know, we have finally gotten our gates, our self-operating gates at Public Works. So you can no longer just drive in and pull around back and go in the back door. You will have to go through the front door now and see one of the ladies in order to get a hold of any of us. That's not to say that once in a while you're not going to see the gate open, because it's timed to stay open for about 30 seconds after you go through it. But other than that, we all have key fobs that'll actually operate the gates, so.
Is that for protection or just you
Well,
just didn't want nobody to?
it is basically a little bit more secure. As you know, that we have, the police are moving into part of that building, part of the old area Hamlin had. And they were gonna require that they had a little more security as well, so. I think it makes some of the other, we have certain individuals that are worried about security, and I guess rightfully so if that's how they feel, but this should help them feel a little safer.
You're right, y'all shouldn't need no fence if y'all got the policeman's back there, you know,
And a big gun. up in
and
his
then a
office.
big
Yeah, we got a
gun,
lead
yeah.
gun too. Come on,
Radiation
radiation gun.
You know what I'm saying there, man.
Okay.
I'm done after this, I promise, but this is good news. I haven't spoken about the IDA Stronger Communities program in a while, but we have gotten approval on all 28 properties for demolition from the state, and all of them are either have been bid out or are being bid out right now. They will all be completed by contractors, and they're all gonna go down really quickly here. So within the next 2 to 3 months, 28 properties will be on the ground, all grant funded.
Alderman Butler.
Yeah, since Logan brought that up there, whatever happens to the house on Walnut there that we refuse to allow the contractor to
Oh, by the
purchase that
church, or
home.
down from the church.
Is that on your demolition? Yeah, because we all were concerned about the wall falling and everything.
That's being funded through this program.
No,
that
it's-
demolition.
yeah,
Yes.
Okay, so sometime this year, then the house is going to be
Within
the next
the next 2 to 3 months. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say, you know, Alderwoman Wands, before she was an alderwoman, she and her husband and a lot of other people fought and did a lot of work in West Downtown to help get it cleaned up. And then when I came along, we hadn't really fulfilled their promise to them. And although we're still working on it, I just want to say thanks to Director Carpenter and Tracy Kraft and our team, because they've helped us make a lot of progress there. And my hope is that soon we'll be at a point where we can start being able to get redevelopments. You know, Sam has been in conversations with some builders, and we want folks to start building homes in Danville again. And pretty soon we might have a neighborhood or two where might actually be willing to do that. So we're just going to keep fighting and keep working to fulfill those promises. And the neighbors, I was there with one of our inspectors earlier today, and just the number of neighbors that I saw stop and pull through and smiling and thumbs up, and you know, they appreciate it when we get these bad homes out of their neighborhood. So we're going to keep fighting all over town to hold people accountable, because everybody deserves to live in a nice, clean, safe neighborhood.
Thank you.
Alderman Butler.
Yes, I'd like to give these young fellows kudos as well, because you know, every time I have questions, you know, they always got the answers, and I really appreciate it. You know, the whole group, and you know, as well as the tech team. Y'all called up Miss Monson this morning, no, this afternoon, that my computer wasn't, you know, acting right. You know, I didn't get the agenda, get anything, and
Yeah,
and she directed me to Agno, and he directed me, you know, what I was supposed to do, and I appreciate it. And you know, I'm just saying the whole crew as a whole, from the finance, you know, on up, the workers on up, and while we're doing this here for the tech, you know, getting this new stuff in, and we're going to train our techs. You know, let us continue to remember that you know, the more knowledge that they have, the more opportunity that they have to go somewhere else to advance himself. And you know, when negotiations and all that stuff come up, you know, let us really keep that in mind.
That's why it's important to treat your good people right.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly.
Thank you, Mr. Butler, for that reminder. I'm really proud of that. I think we've fulfilled a lot of previously unkept promises to our people, and I think that they can see as a result of this that we're serious about making sure that folks are paid fairly and equitably here at the city of Danville.
Right. Yeah, because I was
We
looking
still
at,
have more work to go, but
Right.
I'm really proud of the progress we made compared to when I started. I'm pleased with all the work everyone's done to make sure folks are treated fairly.
Yeah, because it really surprised me there when I looked at the what's that, CMI, well, whatever group that was, those code enforcers, inspectors, and all that stuff there. You know, $100 and something an hour, or $135 an hour. You know, just to inspect stuff. I mean, it really kind of blew my mind, but I wasn't surprised. And so we got to be more cognizant of our employees as well.
Shop labor is $150 an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Batteries are $300. Crazy.
Yeah.
Where's this at?
Look out, Carl.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I know it's a lot of money.
That's professional athlete money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got that right.
You guys should start getting endorsements and wearing, logos. Your shirts and stuff. Okay, item number 11, closed session. There is no need for closed session. Item 12, items of information. Anybody?
Oh, yeah, right. Hooray there to my KC's there on Sunday.
I thought you was a Chargers fan.
I tell you what, Patrick,
No, I am a home fan, beside the Bears, of course, but
I rented John
home's
Jensky
my
today.
man.
John did the Mahomes family painting. Upside down, he painted the whole,
Oh, really? That's cool.
Is that right?
yeah, he was in
Well,
Lowe's today.
isn't that so?
Committee members' comments. All right, haven't satisfied the agenda. Need a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.
Go fight in the line.